All right, so here we go. Everything from Saturday on. So this is Saturday. This is deadlift day. So I went to 530. I pulled it hook grip. This is like I was talking about in the last episode, just to keep the grip strong. Then I went to, it's still 530. It's supposed to be a set of 5, but I only managed freaking 4 reps again, which is incredibly frustrating. So I mean, this has been an entire month where I've only been using 530 as deadlift work, whether it's a top set. Oh, it's always top sets. So everything for deadlift has been 530 the entire month. I haven't touched more than 530. And I can't keep running the same progression expecting it's going to change. Here's the shrugs. I did 2 sets of 20 this time. So look at that. I failed. I don't think I tried that hard, but I want it to be easier when I pull it up off the blocks, and it actually is. But anyway, 2 sets of 20, so double the volume of the shrugs from last week. Anyway, I'm not going to keep doing this deadlift progression. It's getting me nowhere. So what I'm going to do instead is, I think I talked about this in the last video, what is range of motion progression. So I'm going to do rack pulls from my second to last peg, and then the very last peg, and then I'll pull it from the floor, and I'll keep the same weight every time, and obviously the reps will just decrease as it gets harder. And what I'm going to do is some guy recommended this to me on one of my other videos, is buy some pool noodles to protect the bar and the rack. This is Sunday. This is intensity day for overhead press and pull-ups. This was so easy. Like, I was shocked at how easy this was. This is 238 for 5. I even hold it at the top here. I was just shocked at how easy this was. When I moved to pull-ups, this is 102.5 pounds. And, that wasn't harder. It's harder than the overhead press, but, it's still not incredibly difficult. There it is. And then this is squat day yesterday. So 4 sets of 5 ascending sets. What you're going to notice probably before I'm saying it is this is low bar. I'll talk about this in the car talk, but it's just this knee and IT band like tightness and pain that I'm getting after every squat session. So I figured that by making the squat not so anterior dominant, by getting the lower back and the hips a bit more involved, that I can kind of get rid of that pain, because that's what's important, is not being in pain. And it did kind of work. I mean, this was yesterday. I didn't have any knee pain after, or none today. Sometimes it'll flare up when I bench too, which is what today's session was, because of the leg drive. The only thing is that my form on low bar is a little rough. That first set was super upright. By the way, the first set was 430, and we're ascending in 10-pound jumps, so this is 440. So 430, 440, 450, 460. That's always been my issue with low bar, is I'm very upright with it because I'm so used to squatting high bar, because I had a very small bout early in my lifting career where I squatted low bar, and I never really squatted low bar again. It's always been high bar. So I'm kind of like actively working on that throughout the squat session here. It's like, I don't think you're not really supposed to do this, but I'm like actually thinking about pushing my hips back before I break at the knees. So hips back, then squat, which don't do that. But for me, it's incredibly important to actually focus on that, because I'm so upright, and it actually makes me struggle. Like I've given low bar little sessions here and there. I've done probably like 3 low bar sessions this year, and every single time it's always weaker than my high bar. Obviously, with how much love I've given high bar, you got to give low bar a lot of love to actually get where it should be. But it's always that I'm so upright that I can't grind through the middle point of the squat. When I'm high bar, very good at grinding out reps. In fact, every fucking set is a grind for some reason. I don't know the last time I did an easy set of squats was. I wish. Even here, it moves really quick, but trust me, like that kind of like mid portion of the squat, the bar, I can tell it's not over the midfoot. So I got to work on this. I don't know what I'm going to do on Friday, if I'm going to just do the high-ish bar, because I basically squat mid-bar at this point. It's like a high mid-bar. I don't know if I should return to that for the intensity day or if I should just try to do, I think it would be 508.5 for 5 low bar. I don't know if I can manage it or not. We'll see. This is today, 5 sets of 5 with 302. Actually, I didn't get 5 sets of 5. You'll see on the last set, I decided I don't know if you guys ever pick up on this, but I don't wrap my thumb around the bar on any of my pressing, including bench press. I misgrooved that last rep, by the way. I touched it way too low. That was the hardest set until the last one. So I decided I'd wrap my thumb around the bar for the last set to kind of just see how it feels. If I'm going to compete this year, that might even be required of me, because I just don't think a lot of federations let you bench with the suicide grip. So, I mean, if you couldn't tell, then you'll tell here with the front-facing angle. You can see how crooked my bench is because the bar's going up crooked. I'm not crooked, by the way. The way the mat's sitting kind of makes it look that way. It's off to the side. But anyway, so I decided to wrap my thumb around the bar on the last set. I only get 3 reps because it feels so damn, like it's like crushing my hand. Because I guess that kind of, like the muscle padding in my hand between my index finger and my thumb isn't built up the way it should be. Here you go, you can see it. So it's like crushing that. And the other thing too is because of the counter force of the thumb, you have to actively tuck your elbows more when you grip it like a normal person. And I've benched with a suicide grip for 5 years now. Since the first time I benched 225, at least, it's been thumbless. So I felt like I was guillotine pressing because I had to actively cue myself to bend the bar, which I'm not used to doing. Anyway, I literally just got up and turned the camera off and then got back under and did the other 2 reps. So it was a grind, but there you go. So I still got all 25 reps. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just not going to do that again. And then here is the 3 sets of 5. So the actual, I mean, you can call this like midday, whatever. Well, it's a volume day. The bodyweight pull-ups will be the off day in the middle, the deload day. But this moved really well. I was surprised. I'm a little off timing today. Normally I train earlier in the morning. I had the day off work, so I did some stuff this morning, and the timing of my meals has been a little weird, so very, very hungry the entire session, which is fine. I still got everything done. All right, another Tuesday car talk. So luckily because of the volume kind of period of my weekly macro cycle has all fallen around this time, or at least the higher amount of volume. I had a pretty long voiceover to record, so I was able to talk about a lot of nitty-gritty training stuff. But just kind of to recap, deadlifts, RDLs will be staying in for volume day. I'm still, I forget how much I used last time. I think it was like 430. So tomorrow, 435, 3 sets of 10. No complaints there. And is it the Saturday? Yeah, Saturday, deadlift intensity day. It's going to be rack pulls with range of motion progression. So we'll go peg 2, peg 1 from the floor. And I'm going to try to keep the same weight and just get less reps. I think I'm going to start like 605. I don't know. I'm going to have to get into the deadlift workout and then decide what I kind of want to do. Because from pin 2, I did rack pull 620 for 5. So I have no reason to think that it might not be quite as strong, but to drop it around 15 pounds, and I'd be happy with a set of 5. And then when I drop it another peg, maybe it's 3, and then the next week I can just pull it from the floor for 1. I'm almost certain that I can still pull 605 from the floor for at least a single, even though my deadlift has not been freaking moving for the entire month. So I think that's what we're going to do. Squats, move to low bar to kind of ease the knee pain. Kind of happy with the result. I haven't had any I don't even know what you want to call it. I don't know that it's necessarily knee pain. It's just pain around the knee. And sometimes it's kind of in that muscle that's the, I'm pointing to it on myself as if you can see it. It's like the teardrop muscle in the quad. And I'll get like stiffness there where it's like, that's kind of DOMS, but it also at the same time, it's like all knotted up and uncomfortable. And most of the time it's on the outside of the knee and it shoots from the IT band down into the calf, or like the outside of the calf on my right side. And I just think it's because of the high bar, because it's mid-ish. It's a high mid bar. It's just anterior loaded enough and I'm upright where it's like putting that extra stress on the knees. So I figure that the low bar might help. And even though my low bar was still pretty upright, like you saw in the training footage, it did help quite a bit. So that's that. Bench, still feeling good other than wrapping my thumb around the bar today. Definitely not going to do that again. Maybe when I start another bench cycle, like if I decide to go compete, then I might have to just bench with my thumb around the bar and suck it up. I hate doing that so much. Like I don't remember exactly when it was, but around 2020-ish, around, when I first benched 2 plates, which was in like August 2020, I don't think I wrapped my thumb around the bar at that point. I'm pretty sure that like the first time I hit 2 plates, it was thumbless. 315 was definitely thumbless. I just haven't wrapped my thumb around the bar in forever, so not gonna do that again. But if I start another cycle to actually compete, I might have to. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But for now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm looking for, if you, I think it was in the comments in my last video, I was talking with Storage Strength about an OHP cycle. If you want to go and kind of look at that, he sent a video about, he commented a video from Starting Strength about advanced overhead press programming, if anybody's interested in it. So that'll kind of be the next move after this cycle is over. I'm going to go to a overhead press kind of specialized cycle. I'm still going to do all the other lifts, but it's just going to be overhead pressing 3 days a week, because my overhead press is feeling really, really damn strong lately. Like, I cannot believe how easily 238 for 5 move. And I've been wanting to hit 240 for 5 for a really long time. I think once you hit like 240 for 5, that should put the press around, the 290s, which is really, really, really good. And if my press is there without really focusing on it, like I'm just using it as an accessory for bench, like imagine what I can do with another press day added in, and then more actual volume for the press. Because what it would be like a 5x5, a day of pin pressing, which is going to be interesting for me because I can't pin press on my rack. So I do have a plan for that, though. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And a day of singles. So like if I run that for a good 6 to 8 weeks, like especially because it'll come off the back of the cycle with a peaked overhead press, I might hit 300 plus this year, and that would just be fucking incredible. Like once I hit 225 overhead press, I was like, I don't know how much I can actually milk out of this without significant weight gain. And I haven't even really put on significant weight, maybe 10-ish pounds since I overhead pressed 225 for the first time. So to get over 300 pounds, it's not like I haven't been lifting for a long time. It's almost 6 years of consistent lifting now. Plus some on and off years up to that. Like, this is still kind of early in a training career to be over 300 pound overhead press. Like that would be pretty fucking crazy. Like, I don't even know any natural lifters who have done like a 315 overhead press. Like, I can't think of any. Andrew Richard, whatever you want to call him. I don't know how to pronounce his name. That guy's got like a 500 plus press and he's natural, but I'm not going up to. I'm not getting that big. Fuck that. I'm not. Respect though. You gotta respect the guy. He calls himself the overhead monster. He is the overhead monster. That guy's committed to the game to get up that big. Overhead press 500 plus, but I'm not doing that. I'm never overhead pressing 500 pounds because I'm not willing to gain the weight that's required to do that. I'm even going to probably bench 500 pounds, but that's crazy. That is nuts. I'm not doing that. But he's the only natural that I can really think of. So I'm really looking forward to this. Like, part of me just wants to fucking go do it now because the idea of getting a 300 plus press is just so exciting. But I gotta hit these kind of marks first. So what I want is a 330 bench and a 330 for 5 bench and a 520 for 5 squat. So that's gonna take about 3 or 4 more weeks, and then I'll be ready to move to the overhead cycle. So that'll take me into about midway through June-ish, and then the rest of the summer will be probably spent focused on the overhead press, and then toward the end of the year come back and powerlifting specific if I'm still having the itch to go compete. That'll just be the plan going forward. Final thoughts. One thing in the fitness world that annoys the hell out of me is if you are new into lifting, you probably don't know this, and you just take whatever whatever your favorite influencer's word is for it, that we're in like the golden age of fitness content online. That is bullshit. The golden age of fitness this is even like before, like I was way too young to be into the lifting sphere, was like the early 2010s up to like 2015 or 2016. After that, like online lifting spheres kind of sucked. That's kind of around when I got into it and got onto online fitness. Like there wasn't a lot of good going. Like nothing like interesting was going on. And then now we're in like the TikTok era of fitness, where even if you watch fitness on YouTube or you don't use TikTok like me, everything is still made for TikTok because that's like the main social media right now. But this was the most like toxic era of fitness content on the internet. Like everybody was like fighting, and there's a lot of fitness drama. You don't get that anymore. So people say it's the most toxic. Yes, but that was the golden age of online fitness. Now, where am I going with this? All the good shit from that time period has basically been purged from the internet. And that really, really like pisses me off. Back then, people didn't have YouTube channels and podcasts because this shit wasn't cool. Or they did have YouTube channels, but they didn't do like podcasts or talking videos because this shit wasn't cool. Everybody had a blog. And any blogs that, like, I'll still fucking go read that because the fitness community, I think is fucking cool, man. But nobody is going to go and read those blogs anymore other than me because I'm weird. But there's so many times where I go and I try to find like old, like most of them have been purged. Like they're off the internet. The domain will still be purchased, but everything from it will be like, or the domain will just be completely inactive because they didn't want to keep paying for it because they didn't post to it anymore. But like sometimes I'll just see disclaimers. Like there's one guy, nobody's going to know who this is. Matthew Perryman. He wrote a book on squatting every day, which is something that I've done throughout my lifting career. I have, in fact, read the book. This guy had a blog online. Didn't know it. I found it like a month ago. There's nothing left. Like, he just purged all the articles. And he's like, oh, well, disclaimer, 2012 fitness internet was a rougher place, so I don't really condone my verbiage and the things I said anymore. It's like, dude, I want to know what was going on. I want to see the freaking beef. Because that shit is just so fucking interesting. Like, that was fun.
That was fun. The fitness community doesn't have any of this anymore. When people get into beef, it's over stupid shit like the best science-based way to train your biceps, and if you should train more like Dr. Mike or Eric Bugenhagen. Like, who cares? That doesn't interest me. Like, this was like fun stuff. You know, the one guy who's kept it up. The one guy who's kept it up is Jason Blaha. And Jason Blaha sucks. Like, he's a terrible coach. He's weak. He's a steroid abuser that doesn't look like he's ever even lifted a weight in his life. But all of the drama that he got into on this era of YouTube, like, just go to his page, click oldest, and start looking back at it. He left it all up there. That's a real fucking trooper, man, because that guy puts so much mess on the internet. Like, you know, he triumphs all this other stuff, but everybody else wanted to freaking purge it. They delete YouTube channels, delete YouTube videos. Oh, I was a mean guy back then. Like, come on, man. Like, this is internet history. Like, this is interesting. If aliens come invade the planet, they would at least be entertained by 2010 to 2015 fitness YouTube content. Like, that would be at their movie theaters. They would watch that stuff and laugh at it and make fun of us. And I want to be able to do the same, but people keep fucking purging that. Like, I don't like it. Like, here's another, like, it's not quite the same, but Eric Bugenhagen is really, really big now. Been a huge fan of his since I started lifting. He's a reason why I developed such a passion for lifting. When he made it to the WWE, he purged like his entire page because he would say swear words, and WWE doesn't like that. To my knowledge, like, he's occasionally dropped them back in here and there. But for most of it, I just think that he's like, oh, well, I was a younger guy. I don't really condone a lot of what I said then, so I'm not going to put it back up. Bro, Eric, you got to put it back up, bro. Like, I want to know what was going on. I want to know, because there was, like, beef videos between, like, he and Freaky D. And I think that Freaky D put it back up. Put some of it back up. It's like an unlisted video now. But, like, there was some interesting stuff there. You know, it's mostly just going to be him doing weird deadlifts in his basement and then yelling curse words. But there's something else. Like, that is part of YouTube fitness history that's just been purged from the internet. Different reasoning, but same thing. We got to stop purging our YouTube, we need to, what do you want to call this? The history of the fitness industry. You got to stop purging it. Like, I'm sure at some point I'll look back at these videos years from now and think that, like, I was pretty cringe. But I don't want to take it down because, you know, somebody might be fucking entertained by it. I might go back and look at it and be entertained by it, even though it's cringe. I personally have unlisted some of my YouTube videos because they were cringe. So, I mean, this might be a little bit of the pot calling the kettle black here, but, like, come on. Like, that was the fun part of online fitness, and it's just gone, man. And that's, like, very sad because online fitness sucks now, dude. Like, the most notorious fitness influencers, like, I don't know, like Joey Swole. Ew. He's not even, like, a real person. He's like an alien that just posts videos to look like a good boy. Like, he's not... I guarantee you that guy's got the personality of a wet wipe. All the cool people have fucking purged their pages. Like, could you imagine... I don't even know if this is true, but, like, if Juji Mufu purged all the videos with him and Tom when the page was called Juji and Tom, that might have happened and I just don't know. I'm going to be very sad if it did because there was so much good content there. But, like, if you are somebody who liked that content, like, if they took that all away, like, that's kind of how I feel when I try to go back and look at the things. I've never seen some of this stuff before. It might be interesting. So, we got to stop tearing our statues down, man. Like, that's pretty much what this is. We're tearing down our statues. But, you know, I wouldn't say that it should be quite as controversial as that. But just stop taking away YouTube fitness history. Because it used to be fun, and now it sucks. And I don't want to look at the new stuff. I want to look at the old stuff. So, for my sake, that's a PSA to nobody really. My channel's not big enough to have any influence, but some other people maybe pick this up and put it out there. Don't Stop deleting shit.